had a couple a few weeks ago, and this was the most sort of intense case that I've seen probably. But they were referred to me, they were 59 years old, this couple, and they came to me and they said, we're pre-approved to buy an investment property up to $1 million. Can you help us find an investment property? And I said, well, let's take a few steps back and see, firstly, you know, at 59, at your stage in life, being that you do want to be retired at 65, is investment property the right vehicle for you? And let's just take a few steps back and see whether this is right. So we went back and we worked through what they wanted their retirement to look like and what they've got in place right now. And I said to them, look, I'd really like to do a plan with you to map out whether or not you're actually on track or what we need to do to get you on track. And I was met with a lot of hesitancy and I didn't really get it. And so I kept kind of digging. And in the end, she said to me, Amy, honestly, we're scared. We're scared that we're going to reach retirement, we're going to have no money, we're going to live a shit life, we're going to be broke, like we're scared. And I was like, wow, like it was a good reminder for me, because I think when you start, you know, when you talk to so many people, you kind of forget how scary it actually can be. And I said, look, if we go through and we do a plan, you know, I don't think you're going to be that bad off. You know, I think you're actually going to be okay. But I'd like to work through a plan, so at least then we know. And if you're not on track to where you want to be, we can do something about it. You know, knowledge is power. We've got the opportunity to do something. That's better than getting to 65 and realising, oh shit, if we had done this 6 years ago, like we would have been this much better off. So they agreed to do this plan, and I said, look, I'm going to get this done as quickly as I can for you because I don't want you to, you know, be stressing. And so I start off saying, okay, well, how much is in your KiwiSaver? I don't know. And I was like, oh, well, how are you in KiwiSaver? How much are you contributing? Oh, yeah, we're both contributing 10%, and we have been doing so since KiwiSaver started. And I was like, you've got no idea, like just roughly what's in your KiwiSaver? No, we don't want to look at it because we don't want to know. We're too scared. And I was like, whoa. So the next morning they went off and got their KiwiSaver balances, came back to me. One of them had like $250 and the other one had $300K in this KiwiSaver. And I did this plan for them, and it turned out that actually they were on track. They only wanted an income of $60K throughout their retirement, and they were already on track for $90K without doing anything different. So I had to say to them, look, you know, as much as I want to help you with property, my goal is to get you to your goal as quickly and safely as possible. And you're already there. So why would we do anything different? And the relief on them, they were just like, oh my like, thank goodness. They didn't want to buy a property, as it turned out. It was the last thing they wanted to do. And so they were so relieved. So going back to your question, you know, I think it's fear of the unknown. And they were in a really fortunate position that they were on track. I got to say, most people aren't on track.